Welcome to In the Spotlight. I'm Janelle Broderick. In line with this season's Horowitz Center theme, Year of the Woman, the HCC Theatre Program, HCC's Arts Collective, and Rep Stage are producing work written by and about women. Whether retelling familiar tales or exploring modern life, the stories told on Horowitz Center stages are honoring female perspectives. Jenny Mail, coordinator of theater, chose to produce and direct Argonautica by Mary Zimmerman. The play recounts the myth of Jason and the Argonauts as told by the goddesses Hera and Athena.
I think that's really interesting to see the goddesses' viewpoint and see the world through their lens. They help Jason along his travels, and he seems very much like the hero, so they enjoy helping him. However, when he meets Medea, many things go wrong, and he isn't able to rise to some of the challenges, and this greatly disappoints Hera and Athena.
Producing a script written by a woman had an impact on the large cast of male and female students.
They're now getting another dimension, seeing it from a woman's viewpoint, which I think is really important that they're exposed to that. And many of them are now even seeking out more monologues and audition material written by women.
The HCC Theatre Program's next Year of the Woman contribution will be a production of As You Like It, featuring one of Shakespeare's strongest female characters, Rosalind.
This is an opportunity to showcase the largest female role and why she's so amazing, that she is one of the smartest characters written for Shakespeare and is so good at wordplay. And I think that's going to be really great also for our students to be a part of, that really it's the women's roles that sing in the show.
Adding a more modern twist, HCC's Arts Collective reached out to the community to produce an inclusive reading of a play about the joys and trials surrounding clothing and relationships. Sue Kramer, producing artistic director of the Arts Collective, was drawn to the communal energy of the script.
Love, Loss, and What I Wore was written by Nora Ephron and Delia Ephron, and it's typically done in the format of a reading as opposed to a full-scale production. And it includes stories, many various stories, and it's actually referred to as a clothesline of storytelling written by many different women.
Kramer decided to produce the show over 3 weekends, with each weekend featuring the work of a different director, including herself, Grace Anastasiadis, and Darius McKeever.
And then we thought, what if each director had a different cast? And who would the cast be? And we thought, if we're going to do this as a reading, right, why not invite women who would typically not come out and audition for the show?
That concept expanded and was overwhelmingly received. Over 50 women, including experienced and novice actors, participated in at least one performance. The experience was rewarding for the cast as well as the audience.
I think that the works were very relatable and touched a lot of them in different ways, stirred up memories they hadn't thought about in years.
Next up for the Arts Collective is an evening with What Improv Group presenting A Valentine Fit for Queens.
One of the things that Arts Collective wanted to do was somehow represent the drag culture. And so we started brainstorming about the title and a Valentine, because it's close to Valentine's Day. And then we said, what about a Valentine for Queens?
Rep Stage, HCC's professional theater company in residence, is breaking the mold this year by producing an entire season of plays written by women. As participants in the DC area's first ever Women's Voices Theater Festival, Rep Stage recently mounted a world premiere of Technicolor Life, directed by co-producing artistic director Joseph Rich.
Technicolor Life is the story of 3 generations of women, a grandmother, her daughter, who is a single mother of 2 daughters, one being a 20-year-old Army veteran who's just returned from the Iraq War, and her little sister, who is a 15-year-old, and we see the play through the 15-year-old's eyes.
The play's themes range from women in the military to end-of-life choices, all representing experiences through the eyes of modern-day women. Through producing this play, as well as their 3 other plays this season, Rich and co-producing artistic director Suzanne Beal feel they are making a positive statement about the legitimacy of women's work in modern professional theater, where male-driven familiar titles are often seen as less of a risk.
The stories that women playwrights, particularly new young women playwrights, are important stories to be telling, and they're entertaining and moving and important. Next up is the Antigone Project, which is a piece by 5 different women playwrights, and they are 15-minute retellings of the Antigone myth that range from to Surfer Gals on the Beach, to World War I, to Hades. We close with Brooke Berman's Hunting and Gathering, which is a comedy about 4 30-something New Yorkers in search of love and apartments in New York City. It's very funny and very smart, and Casey Campbell will be directing that.
For more information on upcoming theater productions, visit howardcc.edu/Horowitz Center. I'm Janelle Broderick for In the Spotlight. See you next time.